folks, Rich here with FMS Models. Today I have probably one of the most unique gliders in the world. This is the Mini MOA glider, or MOA for short. This is a vintage 1930s era glider, first flew in 1935, and it was known for its excellent gliding characteristics and its unique gull wing design that really was designed after the look of a bird. Now I'm going to try and show you this at the front of the screen here and see if you guys can see this okay. But you can see how FMS has really captured this unique cantilevered gull wing design, and they've done it in such a way where they have put a lot of structure in here, so the plane is nice and rigid and just really flies fantastic. This is a very impressive plane, and it's a pleasure to both build and fly. Putting it together is about the easiest thing I've seen yet. 2 screws put the elevator on, a spar through the wing, and 4 screws with this doubler here puts the wing on, and the plane is really ready to fly from there. You just put your receiver and battery in and go. Now there's going to be 2 versions of the airplane. There's going to be a receiver ready version, which I'm going to show you here today, and an all-inclusive ready to run package that comes with a radio, battery, receiver, and everything you need to go. To give you a quick overview on it, it's all EPO foam, guys. It's powered by a brushless outrunner motor. Now although it is a glider, that's one distinct difference between this and the original. The original was not powered. It needed to be towed, or it needed to go off of a hill. But thanks to the brushless outrunner and FMS and folding propellers, we have this really nice folding prop design that allows us to throttle up and fly the airplane up to altitude and glide it around, and then pull the throttle idle and the prop folds back, and we operate it as just a glider, and it's just really a nice package. Now up front it has a 1700 kV brushless outrunner to drive that folding prop, a 20 amp BEC to drive to power the motor and drive the 4 servos inside. The battery is simply a 2-cell 1300 milliamp pack, which really allows you to fly for quite some time. It really gives you a good duration, because you can turn the motor on and off when you want to and fly the plane very efficiently. Now to give you a quick look inside the airplane, I'm going to go ahead and take the canopy off. It simply goes on with a tongue and groove type design and a rare earth magnet here in the back. You can see how everything is really nicely laid out. There's a nice battery strap to hold the 2-cell battery. Your receiver is right here, and all of your servos are actually internal. You really can't see those. And then the canopy goes right on, tongue and groove, and it snaps right on with that rare earth magnet. Now, this is a hand launch airplane and a belly land airplane, and just like the real airplane, I'm going to flip this thing around. There's a wheel underneath provided for landings. Also a tail skid in the back as well. Lots of cooling that FMS has designed in here for the electric motor and speed controller. And then another feature FMS has put in here is these really nice blister Lexan wingtip skids that really keep the wing tip from getting all scraped up when you do your belly landings. One more feature this airplane has that the FMS designed in here too is these thumb and forefinger grooves that really let you grab onto this airplane nicely and throw it comfortably for hand launching, that you'll see here in the flight demo. Overall, folks, really nice airplane, very easy to assemble and fun to fly. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get it out to the runway now, hand launch it, and give you a flight demo of the 1500 millimeter MOA glider from FMS. Now just a gentle toss into the air, and this thing flies so nicely. Now this thing, the gull wing on it really lets it glide well. I'm going to pull the power to idle here and just glide it right on in. You can see what a good glide ratio it has, and if you do it right, you can even do a touch and go out of it. This glider is just such a nice flying airplane. Very smooth, does mild aerobatics, and it's just a fantastic glider. It has such a great look to it. That gull wing just really looks fantastic. And it'll glide and glide and glide. Now I'll go ahead and I'll take it up kind of high here, and I'll pull it to idle and just sort of coast around with it. And you can see if you have thermals wind currents, this thing will stay up there for quite some time. It's just a very nice glider, very gentle, very easy to fly. Very fun. You can see the power's off, and it's just such a good glider. There's no doubt the Germans back in the 30s knew what they were doing with gliders. You really have to plan your landings because this plane will just float and float and float. It'll just keep on going. Go ahead and add some power here. And I'll bring it by the camera pretty close here. And Pete will film it here. Try and get it nice and close into the camera so everybody can get a good look at it. Power's off. You can see I'm just gliding on in. I'm going to add a little power here to bring it closer to the camera. Nice and low to the ground. You can see just what a smooth and what a controllable airplane this thing is. Now I'll bring it up and do a couple rolls with it. As long as you use some negative elevator, it will roll. But for the most part, it's just a very gentle, easy to fly glider. Just really nice and smooth. The 1300 milliamp pack, it'll stay flying for quite some time if you have some thermals or some wind. There's just a mild headwind today, so now I'll bring it into the middle here. Just do some steep turns with some power here. It's just very easy to control. Very smooth airplane. Nice and graceful. Just something that if you really want to take out and fly around smoothly, it's just perfect for it. I'm into the wind just a little bit. We have a little bit of wind today. You can see how graceful it is. Again, if you time it right, you can do touch and goes with it. It has that single wheel that lets you bring it in. I'm going to bring it by at full throttle just to do a fast pass with it. Give you an idea how quick it is with the motor. All right. Not really meant for that again. It's a gliding type of an airplane, but it's got a good folding prop, and it'll get some speed going if you want it to. But just a fun, easy to fly airplane. All right, now go ahead and bring it on in here. You got to really plan your landings with this because the plane will float forever. And it is kind of easy to bounce on that one wheel. Just holding it off, and just very carefully landing it right there. Just outstanding. What a nice flying plane. All right, guys, that pretty much concludes this flight demo of the 1500 millimeter MOA glider from FMS. As you saw from that flight demo, it is just simply a pleasure to fly. It's a very graceful flying airplane. It'll stay up there for quite some time on the battery, and if you have thermals and wind, it will let you glide it around for quite a while. You can get into some mild aerobatics with it as well, loops and rolls, and it just has such a killer look to it. That the gull wing design into this and the way FMS designed it, it's nice and sturdy and just a wonderful flyer. It was a pleasure to build. Once again, only 6 screws to put this thing together, totally glueless. And I am just overall impressed that you know, we have such an inexpensive and beautiful vintage glider now that we can fly. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for checking out FMS Models, and as always, we'll see you next time.